Good morning, Unity. There you go. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should stumble and fall, and the mountain should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Stand by me, stand by me.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Gaithersburg on this beautiful, crisp morning. And I want to extend a thank you to everyone who came out to the Talent Fun Fest on Friday night, and to everyone that participated, especially our Brad. It was glorious. It was glorious. I mean, some of the comments on Facebook, it was just so sweet, and people just shared from their hearts. And John Paul and Jim, we're just so grateful. Thank you for your support. We just had a glorious time. So, yay. And we want to do it again. All right. So let's take a deep breath. Let's take a deep breath and so as people come into the sanctuary, we breathe and just create a space for their presence and their love to join our gathering this morning. And so we just breathe into our hearts and open our hearts to be blessed by this time in spiritual community this morning. And we just access gratitude, allow it to flow forth for every interaction, for every hug, every handshake, every song, every word. How sweet it is to come together in unity. So thank you for being here. We are blessed by you. And for this time together, we are so grateful. And so it is. Amen. Amen. So if anyone is here for the first time this morning, if you would raise your hand and keep your hand raised, and the ushers will come and they will give you a welcome packet, and there's this little card on the front. If you fill it out and fill in your email address, we'll add your email with your permission so you can receive our Friday afternoon online newsletter. It's great. All right, let's stand and sing a song together. Had some emotions this morning. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. We'll do love again. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my peace. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. I think it's I send my power over the mountains. I send my power over the sea. I send my power into the heavens, and it returns to me. So take a moment and greet your neighbor, offer a handshake, and ask for a hug.
those of you who are joining us via YouTube. This week's transformational opportunities are detailed in our community newsletter. Receive next week's edition by sharing your email with us. Please pause now to completely silence your cell phones. Thank you. Our annual Thanksgiving banquet is almost here. Have you signed up? Huh? Well, team leader Sharon Doyle will come up and share some additional information with us.
So Lorna sort of beat me to the punch. In order for this to be awesome community time full of food, lots of food for everybody, you need to sign up, please. There's forms in the back, or you can go on the computer. Last year was absolutely amazing. This room was full. We had people eating out in the foyer. So let's do it again this year. It's all about food. No offense, Brad. No talent, just food. Although Dear Jim is going to be playing for us. Yay! Okay, so now I'm supposed to give you details. Bring your favorite yummy holiday dish. And we have a box set up in the back of the sanctuary for you to write down what you are oh so grateful for. We're going to take a little bit of time during dinner to share that with the community. Suggested donation to attend is $10 for anyone over 12 and $5 for 5 to 12 years old. So please sign up, come, enjoy all of our fabulous food, and it will be a Thanks Living at Unity.
Thank you, Sharon. We look forward to this special gathering of community and gratitude, expressing on November 22nd, starting at 6:30 p.m. Today at 12:30 p.m., the prayer chaplain team will lead us in a prayerful rededication of the Peace Chapel. The Peace Chapel that has blessed our campus for many years will now bless vulnerable populations in the Great Gaithersburg community. Per the decision that was discerned at a community meeting earlier in the year, it will now be called the Caring Cottage and become a collection space for much-needed supplies and essentials that we will donate to those in need. Join us today after service for the rededication of this sweet, sacred space that continues to bless and serve. Would you like to participate in decking the halls for the holidays? Would you like to participate in decking the halls for the holidays? Okay, I like that. There will be a group led by our amazingly talented Lorna Dixon. I promise you I didn't write that. But now that I've read it, game on. So who's going to join me? There you go. More hands? Yes. Yeah. Mike? Yes. Thank you all. Yes. So the sanctuary will be transformed into a wonderful experience of holiday beauty and sparkle, and maybe just a little bit more that I won't disclose quite yet. Thank you for any time you could serve on this project, happening on Saturday, November 30th at 10 a.m. Sign up at the back of the sanctuary if you can lend a hand. And now, please center yourselves as we reflect together on today's daily word. Our focus today is sacred relationships. And our affirmation, I am blessed by sacred relationships. Throughout my life, I have given and received in sacred relationships. From my parents and other family, dear friends, a beloved spouse or partner, I find joy in the love and connection we share. I commit to maintaining healthy and happy relationships. As an integral part of this commitment, I set the intention to be authentic with myself and others. I tell the truth about my feelings and experience. I learn to listen generously and keep my agreements. I live with a grateful heart and appreciate others for all that they are and express that blesses me. I experience love through my commitment to have conscious, open, and fulfilling connections. This expression of love is all around me, filling my life with unending joy and gratitude. I am truly blessed by sacred relationships. And coming from Ephesians 42, we are encouraged, be completely humble and gentle, patient, bearing with one another in love. And now let us prepare for meditation by singing All Is Well.
Feel my breath rise and fall. There's a light inside that dispels all
So I invite you now to take 3 deep breaths. And then just begin to breathe normally and gently bring your attention to the movement of the breath as it moves in and it moves out. Just follow the breath as it enters your body, as the belly rises, and then as the belly falls and the air moves out. Just follow that gentle flow. And if you notice busy thoughts trying to distract your attention away from the focus of the breath, just gently, ever so gently without judgment, just shift your attention back to the movement of the breath, moving in and moving out. And I invite you now to shift your focus to the breath moving out of your heart space. Just breathe in and out of your heart space. And as you breathe into your heart space, feel the warmth of the breath, opening the heart, overflowing with love. And this morning, I just invite you to allow the love in your heart to infill every cell of your being, to imbue every thought. Allow the love that lives in your heart every moment to totally infill you. Just allow yourself this morning to feel loved, because you are love. Just continue to breathe into your heart space and then allow love to flow forth. Just love yourself this morning. And let us move now into the silence and continue to send love to our being, loving ourselves for all that we are in the silence. In any moment, we can breathe into our heart and unleash the love that lives there. For love is our true nature. And if we forget, we can pause and breathe release the love in our heart to every cell, to every thought, to every action. I just want to invite you to stay in this space of present moment awareness. The precious awareness that you are love. Just breathe into your heart deeply now. And so it is. Amen.
those sad eyes. Don't be discouraged, oh, I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it, and the darkness inside you makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through, and I see your true colors. That's why I love you, so don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow. You with that smile then, don't be unhappy, can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you're taking all you can bear, just call me up, because you know I'll be there. And I see your true colors shining through, and I see your true true colors. That's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow. Oh, those sad eyes. Don't be unhappy, you have courage now. And I realize when this world makes you crazy and you're taking all you can bear, just call me up, because you know I'll be there. And I see your true colors shining through, and I see your true colors. That's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors shining through, and I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow.
That was awesome. Well, there was a woman who was feeling like she was ready for a relationship. And so she posted an ad on a popular website, and the ad just said, "Husband wanted." And she was surprised the next morning to find she had over 100 replies in her inbox. And unfortunately, they all said the same thing: "You can have mine." Sacred relationship. Yeah. So, you guys liked that. So we're continuing with our no longer 6-week message series on conscious living by Gay Hendricks, because it's just been so rich and so full, and I'm going to continue talking about it because of that. And so again, I had intended to make it 6 weeks, but there's still more wisdom from Gay Hendricks I want to share. So stay tuned. So we talked last week about what it takes to have and maintain self-esteem, because self-esteem is the foundation of what we're going to talk about today. So we talked about discovering who we truly are is the only way to find and really keep a permanent sense of self-esteem. And Gay Hendricks says this: "Only a deep and thorough knowledge of ourselves will give us the unshakable sense of self that can stand up to the rigors of life in the 21st century." And we all agreed, it's a pretty rigorous time. He says that who you are and how you feel about yourself inside should be the first required course of life. For many of us, that really wasn't in our curriculum, but it is now. So if we're out of harmony with ourselves, we will contribute to disharmony everywhere. So everything we need to know about self-esteem, he said, comes down to 6 points, or 6 ways of being: loving ourselves unconditionally, living in integrity, distinguishing our essence from our personas, handling our fears, expressing our creative potential, and developing emotional literacy. That's all. Yeah. Check those buttons. So loving ourselves unconditionally is, of course, is foundational. And he said if we don't love ourselves, we're going to constantly be seeking it outside of ourselves, chasing it from others and being disappointed. If our feelings toward ourselves are filled with criticism and self-loathing, our love for others will have the same, and most likely will be returned back to us. Because what we know, though, is that love is the antidote to fear. Love is the ultimate healer. And so with fear, we constrict, and with love, we expand. And with unconditional love for ourselves, we open our hearts to accepting ourselves no matter what. And so living in integrity, he talked about 4 specific actions. I love Gay Hendricks. He likes to lay things out, 4 specific, 3 specific, because he wants us to get that structure and wants us to get, as he reiterates his teachings, he wants us to get it over and over again. He says, welcome all that you feel, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because it's all sacred. Tell the truth. Be honest with ourselves and others. If you tell the truth all the time, you never have to remember what you said, right? Keep the agreements you've made with others unless you renegotiate them. And take 100% responsibility for any problem, activity, or life event in which you are involved. Yeah. Less than 100% responsibility means you're operating as a victim. More than 100% means you're operating as a martyr. Yeah, he kicks us to the curb. He just says it like it is. So when we don't feel good about ourselves, he invites us to check in with these 4 points, these 4 areas where we might be out of integrity. And then he talked about distinguishing our essence from our personas. Our essence is all about enlightenment. Our personas are about survival. Our personas are those social masks that we wear that we took on at an early age to survive. And then later in life, they could have really supported us in succeeding. But at some point, he said, he kind of nailed around midlife, is when we start to realize they're no longer working, especially if we want to create sacred relationship. So he says the real sweetness of life comes only when we can recognize, claim, and commune in our awareness of our true essence and distinguish ourselves from our personas. And then, of course, he talked about handling fear, letting go of our personas, and stepping into our power can be scary. But he teaches us 2 shifts. The essence shift, remember the essence shift, where whatever it is that we're feeling, if we step into a meditation and breathe into what we're feeling, and we keep and we hold that meditation and that breath into whatever it is we're feeling, that on the other side of that is our essence. And he also taught the ultimate shift as imbuing anything with love. Anything with love. Expressing our creative potential. When you're expressing your creative potential, you get to feel good about yourself. He said if you're not expressing your creative potential, you're not going to feel good, period. And of course, developing emotional literacy, getting to know yourself, your feelings, where you hold feelings in your body, just getting to know your emotional landscape, how important that is. So hopefully this past week you were able to work with some of this and journal about it. All right, so this week we're exploring relationships. Yay! Because I can remember doing some personal development workshops and hearing the teacher say this: transformation happens in relationship. That's where it all happens. We can go sit on top of the mountaintop, but when we come off the mountaintop and we start relating with each other, that's when the work begins. And you know, Gay Hendricks and his wife Katie have done decades of work with couples, especially to support them in having lasting, healthy, and transformative relationships. Relationships that call us to being all that we are. And I love the potential for sacred relationship, because I think what makes them sacred is that they grow us. They deepen us. They call us to love ourselves so deeply and love others so deeply. And all that invites us into being and expressing all that we are. So he says, in this kind of relationship, the rubber meets the road. He said the stakes are high because it's all about creating conscious, loving relationships, not relationships in which we go to sleep or tune out or numb out or isolate or project all our unhealed stuff on or push away people. You know all that. I know we never do that, right? They're relationships in which we bring our whole selves forward. And what it takes from us is being really gentle with ourselves and also being really tough. Because creating conscious, loving relationships calls us up to love ourselves deeply and tenderly, and at the same time be demanding of ourselves and our commitment to have this kind of relationship. We can't let ourselves off the hook on this one. And so, of course, here's three things to do to have conscious, loving relationships. We have to make a commitment to it. We have to really want it. And this is a kicker, I think. Whatever it is that you are already getting in relationships is exactly what you're committed to. You are already getting what you are committed to getting. We are always getting what we are committed to getting. Yay. Yeah, this is really great if you're really liking what you're getting. But if you're in a relationship and you're not liking what you're getting, what you get to confront is that I'm committed to this. Yeah, I know. Yeah. It just blows being a victim out of the water because he says this. Okay, so in order to have a sacred relationship, this is what it equals. Do you commit body and soul to living your life-expanding waves of consciousness and love, or, by default, committing to perpetuating the drama you have always had in relationships up to now? Yeah, I really had a good time working with this chapter. So, again, the question, what do you want? What do you want in relationships? What are you committed to? And it started me really thinking about sacred relationship. And so, of course, in this chapter, what he's gearing it toward are, people relating, primarily intimate, romantic relationships. But it also has to deal with our friendships. And then I started to think about, as human beings, we're in relationship with everything. How about the relationship we have with our bodies? How about the relationship we have with money? And then when Edie and I, constantly talk about this campus, and, whenever we call somebody out to paint or, fix the lock or whatever, we've talked about how we are in sacred relationship with this campus. Because the foundation of all sacred relationship is commitment. And we're committed. So I really love that foundational question in sacred relationship, and any sacred relationship is, what am I committed to? What do I really want? And the nature of sacred relationship is that it takes us deeper. So the second point that he talks about is to look at when we're considering, relationships in our life, is considering the depth of our relationships and the depth of the person you want to be in relationship with. Is the person you're considering being in a relationship with have a rich inner life? This is calling us up to look at what does depth in relationship mean to me? And so I was looking at it for me. For me, it's, an integrity. And is the person kind and generous? So he invites us to look at what are our absolute yeses and nos in relationship when we're creating a relationship. And again, this is not just about intimate relationships. We're constantly in relationships. So what are the relationships we want to create in our workplace? What are we looking for? What are those connections? And in our personal life. So what are your deal breakers? Really looking at, because sacred relationships are choices. They're choices that we make. So the third thing he invites us to do is get in touch with the part or parts of ourselves that we don't love. Yeah. He says the thing that keeps people from forming and keeping great relationships is having an unloved part of themselves. Because when we have those unloved parts of ourselves, he says we desperately run around trying to get someone to love us enough to make that unlovable part go away. Yeah. The thing is, it never does go away until we allow ourselves to accept it and love it. So many of us spend a lifetime running from that part of ourselves, and then we can confront it. When we confront it, what we find, if we stay with it, is that it's just fear. It's not that I'm making light of it. It's just that, we all have parts of ourselves that we don't love. But if we are willing to sit with it, if we're willing to breathe into those places that we don't love, what we access at the core is fear. And fear is just excitement without the breath. So what if we added the breath? He keeps reiterating and reiterating and reiterating the possibility available to us when we breathe into whatever it is that we're feeling, whatever it is that we're coming up against, whatever it is that we're unloving. Because if we sit with it and we breathe with it enough, folks, it's going to dissipate. It will. And some of those unloved parts of ourselves are pretty dense. They probably feel pretty dense within us. Sometimes they feel pretty big. But nothing is bigger than love. Nothing. And so when we can breathe into those places with love, sooner or later, they're going to go away. They will dissipate. So he invites us to make a list of all the things we find hard to love in ourselves. Yay. As many sheets of paper as it takes, Al. Yeah. And he just invites us. And folks, this is our work. And again, I'm just inviting us to, I know that this feels heavy, but this is our work. We here at Unity, we teach practical spirituality. Practices that we can take on so that we can leave here and we can go out into the world and we can be a beacon of light and love because we know who we are. That's the foundation. So, how about this week? Let's curl up with what we don't love about ourselves. Just spend some time just writing it down and go through the list and take some time to send each thing pure acceptance and unconditional love. Love them deeply within yourself so that you will not require anyone else to do it for you. Okay. Let's breathe. Let's breathe. Yeah, this is the good news, folks. This is not the bad news. This is just us getting to love and know ourselves even more. Because I know that what we want to create are sacred relationships in our life. And the more that we can love ourselves and the healthier that we are, and the more in tune that we are with ourselves, the more that we can create relationships that are loving and conscious and beautiful, that mirror the consciousness we are. And see, that has a ripple effect in the world. Because if we can create it in our little circle, and if Donna can create it in her little circle, and Maureen in her circle, and Lorna, and all of us can create it in our circles, it's a ripple effect. It impacts the world. So, okay, this week, What are you committed to as you explore creating sacred relationships? What are you committed to? What do you absolutely want? And that question, what do you want? Folks, I tell you, that's a transformational question right there. Sit with what do I want? Not what my family wants, not what my job wants, not what my children want. What do I want in relationship? What do I want in my life? And can you allow yourself to have that? So again, curl up with that lovely list of things that you don't love about yourself. And just send some love. Zap them. And notice your experience. Notice if there's any relief and freedom, because I'm going to say there's going to be some relief and freedom around that. Of course, he just said, what if we just stopped focusing on that stuff? And instead just decided to love them into submission. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for your willingness to take this on. And I'm really grateful because the more that we love ourselves, the more love that we can create in this world. And we certainly feel it in this community. And we are here for each other. This is a sacred relationship that I'm really grateful to be a part of. Thank you for saying yes to that. Let's affirm. I am committed to creating loving, authentic relationships. Yes, you are. And so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Cheryl. We have our work cut out for us, right? Or maybe I should say gently laid out for us. Yeah. So. And now, this is the time to give from our unlimited abundance and open hearts. As you prepare to place your tithe or consistent giving card in the offering bag, or give online as you join us via YouTube, here is some prosperity wisdom from Celebrate Yourself, You by Eric Butterworth. When we look forward to life from a consciousness of our unity, our oneness, all work, play, relationships, and spirituality come from our inner knowing. We become more focused with what we can give to life than what life is giving to us. Let us now affirm our offering blessing together. Divine love, I am, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am so grateful.
Sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. I needed the shelter of someone's arms. There you were. I needed someone to understand my ups and downs. There you were. With sweet love and devotion, deeply touching my emotion. Yeah, I wanna stop and thank you, baby. I just wanna stop and thank you, baby. How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you.
Close my eyes at night, wondering where I'd be without you in my life. Everything I did was just a bore, and everywhere I went it seems I've been there before. But you brighten up for me all of my days with a love so sweet in so many ways. I wanna stop
and
thank you, baby. I just wanna stop and thank you, baby. How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you.
You were better for me than I was for myself. For me, there's you and there ain't nobody else. I wanna stop and thank you, baby. I just wanna stop and thank you, baby.
How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you.
All right, break it down.
Shoot, a shoot dee doo, a shoot dee doo. Shoot, a shoot dee doo, a shoot dee doo. Shoot, shoot dee doo, a shoot dee doo. A shoot dee doo, a shoot dee doo. How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by
you.
That was amazing. Let's stand and sing in our youth. I've got you, I've got me, I've got us coming together.
I got you, I got me, I got us
Coming together, one heart, one mind, one love. Coming together, coming together, coming together, coming together. Coming together, coming together, one heart, one mind, one love, coming together. Please be seated.
So today's affirmation for our lesson was, my life is filled with blessings from Spirit, and they wrote their own blessing.
Unity of Gaithersburg is a blessing in my life.
I will bless people, and people will bless me.
Being nice could leave you blessed.
My dog is a blessing for me.
Please stand and let's bless these wonderful youth. Together.
Let's join hands and sing our peace song. have a beautiful week creating sacred relationships, and we'll see you at the Peace Chapel at 12:30. Thank you.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see, no, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by. If the sky that we look upon should stumble and fall, and the mountain should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by.